What happens when a state senator is charged with burglary? Well, that's exactly the situation we're diving into today. In a turn of events that sounds more like a movie plot than reality, Democratic State Senator Nicole Mitchell found herself facing first-degree burglary charges. Arrested in the quiet town of Detroit Lakes, Mitchell stands accused of breaking into her stepmother's home. But what was she after? Her late father's belongings. The stolen items included laptops, and most notably, her father's ashes. An emotional scene, to say the least. Mitchell confessed to the burglary, citing emotional reasons tied to her father's passing as her motive. Her stepmother, the sole inheritor of her father's estate, had seemingly shut her out, sparking this drastic course of action. But what does this mean for Mitchell's political career and more broadly, for the political landscape in Minnesota? A crime is not just a personal matter, especially when the accused is a public figure. So, let's dive into the political ripples created by Senator Nicole Mitchell's arrest. Mitchell, a Democratic state senator, is a key player in the political landscape of Minnesota. Her arrest on charges of first-degree burglary could significantly impact the Democratic Farmer Labor Party's or DFL's control of the Minnesota Senate. In the wake of the scandal, calls for Mitchell's resignation have echoed through the halls of power. Senate Minority Leader Mark Johnson has been vocal in his demand for her to step down. His argument is underpinned by the belief that public figures should uphold the highest standards of conduct, and any deviation from this can undermine the trust citizens place in their elected officials. However, not everyone agrees with the call for Mitchell's immediate resignation. Senate Majority Leader Erin Murphy has emphasized the importance of due process. She argues that while the charges against Mitchell are serious, she is still entitled to a fair trial. This stance reflects the principle that a person is considered innocent until proven guilty, a cornerstone of our justice system. The case of Senator Mitchell has become a political tug-of-war, with her political career hanging in the balance. It's a delicate situation that has the potential to reshape the political landscape in Minnesota. The stakes are high, not just for Mitchell but also for the DFL and the constituents she represents. The question remains, will Senator Mitchell resign, or will she fight to keep her seat? The answer to this question will undoubtedly have far-reaching implications for the political future of Minnesota. Now let's turn our attention to the legal aspect of this case. The wheels of justice have been set in motion for Minnesota State Senator Nicole Mitchell. After her arrest in Detroit Lakes, she appeared in court, where she faced charges of first-degree burglary. Mitchell was found with stolen items, which included laptops and even her late father's ashes. In a surprising twist, she admitted to the burglary, citing emotional reasons linked to her father's death as her motivation. The court proceedings have been closely followed by the public and media alike, with the gravity of the charges against Mitchell attracting widespread attention. Setting the bail at $40,000, the court ensured that the senator would remain accountable for her actions. It's important to note that while the legal process is underway, Mitchell continues to face political pressure. Calls for her resignation have been made by Senate Minority Leader Mark Johnson, while Senate Majority Leader Erin Murphy has emphasized the importance of due process. This case has not only legal but also political implications that could affect the balance of power in the Minnesota Senate. Looking forward, Mitchell's next appearance in court is scheduled for June 10th. As the case unfolds, it will be interesting to see how the court navigates the complexities of this situation, which involves not only a breach of the law but also a deeply personal family conflict. As we wait for the wheels of justice to turn, the court of public opinion has already begun to pass judgment. This case raises a multitude of questions beyond the personal and political fate of Senator Mitchell. The incident has cast a spotlight on the broader implications, most notably the public's trust in elected officials. When a figure of authority is implicated in a crime, it inevitably shakes the public's faith in the system. This breach of trust could have far-reaching effects, altering the balance of power in the Minnesota Senate and potentially influencing future political races. Moreover, the case underscores how personal actions can reverberate in the political arena. As elected officials, politicians are expected to uphold the highest standards of conduct. Their actions, both in their private and public lives, are subject to scrutiny and can significantly impact their political careers and the perception of the institutions they represent. Senator Mitchell's case is a clear example of this dynamic and raises questions about accountability, transparency, and the standards we set for those in power. As the story unfolds, It serves as a stark reminder of the intersection between personal actions, political consequences, and public perception.